Residents from various parts of Lagos State, southwest Nigeria, have been coming to catch a glimpse of a baby allegedly born with a miniature Quran at 9, Oguntade Street, Shasha, an area of the state. Incidents like these are scientifically impossible, but residents of the area say it is true, even though some of them confessed that they did not see the baby clutching the miniature Quran, the holy book of the Muslims. They were only told about it. It took efforts for P.M.NEWS reporters to gain access into the one-room apartment of the baby's parents as a result of the crowd that took over the place. The mother of the baby, Kabirat Lamidi, a 32-year-old hairstylist, said right from the conception of the baby, she had been sick. She said when the baby refused to come out after 11 months, she went for a scan where it was shown that she had an object in the womb with the baby. The Osun state indigene, who said she had been married for 10 years, said she was shocked to discover that few seconds after the baby was delivered, she pushed out a Quran. I have been hearing about such incidents and I have always insulted people thinking it could never happen. I believe it is a gift from Allah, she said. She said as a Muslim, she was not even dedicated and did not know how to pray, expressing surprise that such an incident could happen to her. The mother of 3 said she had always given birth in the hospital, but that on this day, she went into labor so fast that she could not move. My advice to people is that they should henceforth watch their mouth. I didn't believe before now, she said. Mrs. Saudat, a staff nurse with the Shasha Medical Center who assisted with the delivery, said she was called by neighbors when the woman was in labor. Mrs. with 17 years working experience, said the woman was supposed to put to birth on 16 May, but it did not happen. By the time I came the day she was in labor, the baby was already coming out. So I assisted her. After that, we were expecting the placenta, but the woman began behaving like one about to run mad. I was so confused. The woman was shouting that she wanted to push again, and all of a sudden, the Quran, wrapped in nylon and stained with blood, jumped out. Out of confusion, I ran out and called people who came to see. We also called a Muslim cleric around the area who came and prayed for the baby, she said. Father of the baby, Kabirat Lamidi, said he was in a drinking bar when he was called and told that his wife had delivered a baby with a Quran. He said he did not believe until he came and saw the Quran covered with blood. I arrived home and saw a lot of crowd and could not even enter. In fact, I am surprised that a drunk like me could produce a child that came into this world with the Quran, he said, adding that he had become a changed person. Chief Imam of Oguntade, Shasha, Alhaji Abdul Rafi'u Opaloyo, said he was the one who tore the nylon from the Quran after he was called to the place. When I came, people were still doubting if the object was a Quran or not, so I tore the nylon with blood on it publicly and everyone confirmed it. Click for full image size. Crowd at 9, Oguntade Street, Shasha, where a baby was said to have been born with Quran as the yet-to-be-named baby boy lay asleep. P.M.NEWS noticed that each time the Quran is placed on his chest, he consistently lifted his hands up and would not drop the hands until the Quran is taken off. There was a big controversy in May last year following the alleged birth of a baby boy said to be clutching a miniature Holy Quran at birth. The baby was born at a White Garment Church in Mushin, Lagos State, southwest Nigeria. While some disputed the claim, others said it was possible. A large crowd gathered at 1, Oguntade Street, Ijeshatido, Lagos, home of the boy's parents, as news of the birth spread rapidly. His mother, Mrs. Kabirat 32, a cosmetologist, told P.M.NEWS that he was born after she had carried the pregnancy for about 10 months. When my baby was delivered holding a Quran in his hand, the nurse said the Quran should be thrown away. But I insisted my mother must see it before any action could be taken, Kabirat, who is a Christian, further explained. Corroborating the story, Senior Reverend Victoria Yatun Dadawa said during the pregnancy, Kaiklomo was always coming to her for prayers and counseling. I advised her not to abort the pregnancy because she might die in the process. Again, I told her the fetus was sent by God and will be great, Apostle Mother Dada told our correspondent. Reacting, Medical Director of Bud Hospital, Ika, Lagos, Dr. Botowak said scientifically, it was not possible for a baby to be born holding a Quran. How big is the baby's hand to hold the Quran? How big is the Quran? How did the Quran get into her mother's womb? I don't know how a Quran can get into a womb. But there are things you can't explain, Dr. Tawak responded. He said while the incident cannot be explained medically, in Nigeria many mysterious things happen. A Kaduna-based medical practitioner, Dr. Muna Yusuf said from a medical point of view, it was not possible, but added that depending on the size of the Quran, it was possible metaphysically. He explained that if the Quran is small enough to pass through the diameter of the vagina, with the child, it is possible. In the same vein, a herbal medicine practitioner, Chief Dr. Bola Odegunlo believes nothing is impossible, but said too much importance must not be placed on the incident.